Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm having a bit of a technical travesty back here in the lab, if you know what I mean. But we're live here on Prime State this morning. Nevertheless, baby, I'm going to get it together, if you know what I mean. But did you happen to see the Super Bowl yesterday? Oh, man, we're going to talk about it a little bit today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is the top of the morning to everybody. It is the first day of the official off season. And I need to get my shit together back here this morning. Good morning. So I had some videos I was going to download. I was trying to get done here. My dog started going crazy. You know what I mean? Things started getting out of hand. So I apologize, but we're going to talk a little bit about Dion today on Prime State, baby. Can you hear me? First of all, give me a comment. Let me know my microphone's working. Happy Valentine's Day anyway. You know what I mean? There we go. Let me get it straight. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all throw them comments up there, man. Let me know how you doing. We're going to be talking about Dion today. I know everybody's a little hungover from the Super Bowl yesterday if you watched it, but it's time to get on track. It's time to get in the gym. And what better of a way to cover a two-sport athlete at the professional level when we talk about prime time and Deion Sanders. We're going to talk about his comments today on one Devin Hester. So if you're a Chicago Bear fan and you're tuning in and you know that, Chicago Bear fans know that Devin Hester just got snubbed as the first ballot Hall of Famer. And I want to share with y'all what Dion had to say about it. I want to ask y'all a couple of questions because we also had DeMarcus Ware who didn't make it to the actual Hall of Fame as we talk about the Hall of Fame here today. But good morning. We're on Prime State with BG, baby. It is 8:02 on the West Coast. You know, the best coast. My man King Sharon's chiming in, says he can hear me loud and clear. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. But man, this West Coast Cup is runneth over, is it not? You know what I mean? What a game yesterday. Congratulations to the LA Rams. You know what I mean? We got to play both the Rams and the Bengals. So I'm hoping up maybe we'll open up against the Bengals at the home opener next year. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who do you hope we open up with against this season as we let the room fill up, let these notifications go out? Who do you hope that we face the first game of the home opener? You know, which we won't know until after or right around the NFL draft. That's April 28th through the 30th. That's right. Yours truly will be there. Boots on ground. We'll be talking about that. But today we're talking about the Hall of Fame. You know, it's happy Valentine's Day for everybody out there. So hope everybody's in the mood. Guys, hope you took care of your ladies. Ladies, hope you took care of your guys. Guys, take care of you guys. Ladies, take care of your ladies. Whatever kind of party you in. Happy Valentine's Day. But I'm happy to be able to spend it here with y'all. We're on another edition of Prime State. And we're talking about the snubbing of Devin Hester. So is Dion really a fisher of men? You know, when we talk about all things Canton, you know, there's a Canton, Texas, there's a Canton, Mississippi, and there's a Canton, Ohio, you know, where Deion Sanders is currently, you know, the gold jacket primetime, all that. We're talking about Devin Hester, who got snubbed. Did y'all hear that news a few days ago about Devin Hester? Did you hear the news today? Few days ago about DeMarcus Ware and those Hall of Famers that got snubbed. You know, there was some folks that actually got entered into the Hall of Fame. We'll go over those folks too as well here today as we're talking about the Hall of Fame. But I wanted to show you a clip from Dion's Instagram. As you know, I follow Dion's Instagram and on Prime State here every Monday at 8 a.m. on the West Coast. We'll be talking about Prime State and what's going on with him, JSU, Jack State University, anything that's going on with all things Prime. So if you're a Deion Sanders fan, you definitely want to tune in here, you know, because I definitely don't know everything about 21, but I do know something about 21, if you know what I mean. And so I'd like to welcome y'all here, and especially all the green badges. Thank you to the 126 green badge supporters that keep the lights lit here, so to speak, like my man right there, Dallas Peppers. Great first name you got there, Mr. Peppers. He's a brand new supporter in the building. My man Starboy said he's single and taking care of himself. I feel you, baby. Can't nobody love you like you. You know what I mean? You got to love you before you can love anybody else. You're right about that. Good morning, Tanya. I see you. Happy Valentine's Day. All my Greenback supporters are getting in the building. Good morning, Sarah. How we doing? Says single and hanging like Mary Jane. Okay. Y'all know the deal. You got to love yourself. You know what I mean? Love yourself first, baby, before you can love anybody else. Anybody can love you. You know what I mean? Happiness comes from within. I know that firsthand. Dwayne Johnson says, Ware and Hester definitely deserve the Hall of Fame. Hester, one of the most prolific returners. Thank you. And we're going to listen to one returner talk about another returner. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to bring up this clip from Deion's Instagram. And I'll let y'all hear it from the horse's mouth himself. So let's go over this video right quick. If you follow Deion on Instagram, if not, you can follow him too as well. This was posted a few days ago. And these are the remarks that he has for the Hall of Fame after Devin Hester got snubbed. So let's listen in and see what Deion has to say, right?
Pro Football Hall of Fame, we got to talk. I'm not happy with you. Matter of fact, I'm a little upset with you. I'm a little deterred by what transpired last night. I'm excited for all the Hall of Fame inductees. Trust me, I am. But you omitted Devin Hester, my boy, my dog, the best ever returner in the history of the game, and he has the statistics to back it up. I love all you inductees. I got a question. Were any of the best ever? I got time. I ain't doing none of this offseason for Jackson State, man. I'm working, but I got time. That rubbed me a bit the wrong way. We already got a lot of trials and tribulations and turbulence going on with the NFL in general. But that right there, it is not because that's my boy and I love him to life. If anybody that was the injustice, what transpired, I would speak up and speak out. Devin Hester is the best ever at what he did. And that's coming from me.
All right, so let's pause that right there. As Deion says, that's coming from me. So it takes one to know one, especially, right? And one returner of Deion Sanders, because we have seen the highlights of Prime on multiple teams, right? But you got Devin Hester from the Chicago Bears. And I feel for Chicago Bears too. And I know, some Cowboy fans are a little upset, and so are some of the Denver Bronco fans, right? Denver Bronco fans real mad because, Von Miller got a ring over there last night. He was over there taking money from players and beating up on rookies, and then he got a transfer out over there. This is all allegations anyway. But anyway, as we get off on a sidetrack here, but we're talking about Devin Hester. How could the Hall of Fame admit one of the greatest ever to do it, if not the greatest ever returner? And you got Deion Sanders saying this, right? Well, I really never had much to say about the Hall of Fame. Quite frankly, I had never desired to go to the Hall of Fame until my favorite player got inducted to the Hall of Fame. And you see Drew Pearson right up there, the original 88, no copy, no paste. And if I remember correctly, I think it took him 33 years, if I'm not mistaken, 33 years for Drew Pearson to get into the Hall of Fame. So hold that thought for a second. Now, a lot of folks, Drew cried to get into, a bunch of folks, that their players aren't in the Hall of Fame. A bunch of folks want to cry every time somebody gets selected and say, oh, your guy cried to get in the Hall of Fame. Well, it don't matter. He's a Hall of Famer now. He got a gold jacket. So miss me with that. But we're talking about Devin Hester. How could the greatest of all time in returns not make the Hall of Fame game? Or the Hall of Fame in Canton? Makes you think, right? Is it very political? Is it really that political? You hear Deion say, I got time, Hall of Fame. Who is he talking to? But y'all leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, especially if you're watching for the first time. We're on Prime State this morning. It is 8:10 on the West Coast. The best coast. Been trying to tell y'all that. I know y'all seen the Super Bowl halftime show right now. A lot of folks saying it's the best halftime show ever. Matter of fact, anybody ages 35 and up, I've been hearing it's the best Super Bowl halftime ever. Kind of like Devin Hester was probably the greatest returner in the game ever. You know, I had this film that I wanted to upload here. It was going to be the intro, and I couldn't get it done. I had some technical problems on the back end this morning. Let me not give you a bunch of excuses. I wanted to share that video. It had some Devin Hester highlights in there with Dion as well. So I apologize about that. But we're talking about the Hall of Fame. DeMarcus Ware gets stubbed. Devin Hester gets stubbed. And let's take a look at the rest of the folks that actually happened to make it, right? As you guys can see here, this is NFL.com. Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2022 revealed at the NFL honors. This was last week, you know, where Aaron Rodgers got MVP. I don't know how. I mean, he needs to shave. He needs to get like a razor commercial or something. Get a haircut or something. You know what I mean? Get a hair bun. Something, maybe put your hair up in a bun or something over there. I don't know what you're doing, you know, Aaron. But anyway, here are the folks that made it. You know what I mean? Speaking of Green Bay, you know, you got Leroy Butler on there. You got Tony Boselli, Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, Bryant Young, Vermeil, right? So those are the folks that actually made it. And it gives a little bit of bio here. So I'll place this link in the comments so that way you can check it out. Maybe you can share it with your friends. Maybe you know you had a friend or somebody made the Hall of Fame. So we want to make sure they share the good news out here. But we're talking all things 21 here on Prime State. And is Dion really a fisher of men? And that's what I wanted to get into. When I opened up the show, I told you there's a Canton, Texas. There's a Canton, Mississippi. How you doing, Canton, Mississippi? There's a Canton, Mississippi. And, oh, by the way, there's a Canton, Ohio. Did you know that? So I wanted to come on here and share Dion's, you know, feedback about that because I follow him on Instagram, and this is what you can expect. The content's going to get better. We'll get more technically sound here. BG will have all this shit together. You know what I mean? It is Valentine's Day. It's the day after Super Bowl. We're talking everything Prime State. So happy Valentine's Day. As you see, you know, how you doing, Mississippi? If you didn't know, Canton, Mississippi, where Dion resides, you know, he bought that big mansion over there where Dion resides in Canton, Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi becoming the 37th state to legalize. That's right. Medical cannabis. We see you out there. So hi, Mississippi. How you doing on Valentine's Day? And what I'd like to do is, for those of y'all that don't know, since, you know, Dion became the coach of Jackson State University, you know, he's got his sons playing there. Sons are in football. You know, we're going to be covering that. Jackson State is getting a lot of the top name prospects coming into their college. I don't watch college football, so I really don't know a whole lot about it. That's why I need everybody who follows Dion, watches Jackson State or watches college football to tune in here with me every Monday at 8 a.m. on the West Coast, because we're going to be talking about Dion. But I'd like to show you this video of Dion's house in Canton, Mississippi. So we're doing all things talking about Dion here today. You know, Dion had these comments about Devin Hester. You know, as Dion is in the Hall of Fame himself, he says, that's coming from me. So he's saying Hall of Fame, he's got time this offseason, and he's definitely got time over here at his house. So we're going to take a look at it right quick so y'all can get a very close, intricate view of what Dion's new house looks like in Canton, Mississippi. So we got it up here now. And this is from the channel of the Real Estate Insider. So if you want to go check this out, I'll place the link in the comments. But this is the Real Estate Insider here. Obviously sells homes. He's very familiar with the real estate out there. But this is in Canton, Mississippi, if you take a look at that. You know what I mean? Doesn't Dion like to keep things consistent, wouldn't you say? Canton, Texas, Canton, Mississippi, and now Canton, Ohio that we're talking about, right? So let's take a look at this video right quick. And you got to love having technical difficulties. That's just what been kind of morning it is for me. So y'all bear with me here. We'll get it straight. You know what I mean? We are a work, a process. He also has a house in Canton, Texas. Yes, Mia, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about there. Exactly.
Before you go to bed tonight, eat
1/2
teaspoon of this before 10 p.m. and electrify your metabolism.
Primetime Deion Sanders is known for giant, expansive mansions in the Dallas area.
Here we go. Now we got it. We got it working now.
He's currently coaching on a collegiate level football at Jackson State in Mississippi. He purchased a home in Canton, Mississippi. Now, let's review his real estate portfolio. At the height of his pro football career, he moved to an exclusive area in Plano, Texas, just north of Dallas. The neighborhood is called Willow Bend, and many celebrities have lived there, such as Steve Harvey, there's his house here, Troy Aikman, and some others. This home was known because he put prime time on the gate of his 9,000 square foot mansion. He then upgraded and purchased a compound with his wife at the time, Pilar. This home was located in Prosper, a little further north of Plano. In the Dallas area, the rich tend to go north, with the exception of Highland Park, where the billionaires reside. Smack dab in the center of Dallas, you have George Bush. You have Mark Cuban. You have Ross Perot. You have Dirk Nowitzki. You have Jerry Jones. After getting divorced, Dion left this nearly 30,000 square foot home with its own lake and football field and went south where black money is, to an area called Lake Ridge in Cedar Hill, Texas. It's just south of Dallas. Beautiful area. Several ball players have migrated there, such as former Dallas Cowboy Dexter Cogley, Dante Wesley, Tim Brown, and also gospel singers Fred Hammond and formerly David and Tamala Mann. They now reside in Mansfield, Texas. Dion didn't purchase his home. He leased it until he went country. Yep, he purchased 150 acres east of Dallas in a town called Canton, and built a large home there with a pool, its own lake that you can see him on his IG regularly fishing.
All right, so I want to hold that right there, and you guys can go check that out. I don't want to bore you with that whole video. You got a few minutes left there, but there I put the video in the chat. So as he talks about, he likes to go fishing. If you follow Instagram, if you follow Deion Sanders on Instagram, your old country boy. You know what I mean? He out there fishing. Dion be out there doing his thing with the hook and the reel, right? Where my man watch for the hook at? Sam, the admin, where you at, baby? I could just show you better than I can tell you. My man Sam, the admin over here, watch for the hook, is a big time fisherman himself. I told him I wanted him to check in here today, but I'll just give you a video of Dion firsthand just so you can see what my man's up to. Or did he erase it? I think he did. Did he take it off his IG? No, there it is. Good deal. Let me share this with you guys right quick. Appreciate y'all riding with me this morning. I know I should have been more prepared, but I appreciate everybody tuning in with me this morning. We're going to take a look at Deion Sanders here, right?
I want y'all to know something. You got to be careful who you fish with, because I've learned today everybody ain't for you. See, me and Leon, we for each other, we helping each other, we assisting each other, but everybody ain't for you. Everybody ain't for you. I can't see you because the fish in the way. I can't see you. The fish in the way. There you go, son. We ready to go.
So as you can see, he's an old country boy that loves to fish. You know what I mean? And anybody out there that can love to fish too, I want to ask you this question. Is Deion Sanders really a fisher of men right now? Because if you've been paying attention over the last couple of weeks, we've been trying to figure out this coaching carousel in Dallas. And a lot of folks are saying Mike McCarthy need to go. This coach need to come in. We need to bring Troy in, Jimmy, Tony. Even Shaquille O'Neal, big-time Dallas Cowboy fan, right? Big-time Laker fan. Shout out to all my L.A. Laker, Dallas Cowboy fans right now. We seen LeBron out there, cheering for the Rams, so to speak. I don't know how he's a Cowboy fan, but he's in L.A. cheering on the Rams, but you know what I mean? But Shaq was coming out saying Deion needs to go be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And when I heard that, I said, well, that's really just cap, if you ask me, because Deion ain't going to nobody's Jerry Jones, the coach. And quite frankly, because he's a fisher of men. And what does that mean? Well, if you take a look at his scouting report, Deion Sanders and JSU are nabbing top recruits out of the high school ranks for Jackson State University coming up this year. They've got a full first off season with their program, and they're doing great things over there. And one of the things that stuck with me is when Deion says they're in the house talking to the mothers. And I could relate to this because as a retired military veteran of 23 years in the Navy, I remember being in the living room of young men and women talking to their parents, explaining to them about the journey that they're about to take and why they should trust us in doing that. And when I read what Deion had to say in terms of how they're addressing the parents in those living rooms before they recruit those men to these programs, right? These young men to these programs and take them from boys to men, they're essentially telling their mothers, give us your son. We'll take a boy from you and turn him into a man. And I think that is more than anything any NFL head coach could do, because you're already working with men. But I want to give a big shout out to Prime State here today, Deion Sanders, for doing his thing down there at Jackson State University. That low-key kind of motivated me to want to follow them. I want to see how well they do against some of the big-name college teams this year. Y'all know I don't follow college football. My loyalty really reigns in Austin, Texas, baby. Georgetown, Texas, born, you know what I mean? So I'm near Austin, Texas. I claim the Horns. So this is not a, let's jump on the JSU bandwagon. We're talking about all things 21 here on Prime State every Monday. So it could be JSU, it could be the Hall of Fame, it could be a number of things that we talk about here. And I want to invite you back next Monday. Hopefully, I'll have all of my technical difficulties together and we can have a full show from there on. But this show, we talked about a little bit, about Devin Hester getting snubbed and also DeMarcus Ware. That's how we opened it up. Deion Sanders is a gold jacket representative himself. You seen the video. He told the Hall of Fame he has time. How did we omit the greatest kick returner from the game? Are special teams guys not good for the NFL? Are they not good enough for the Hall of Fame? Is that what they're saying? That's why Deion is saying, hey, Hall of Fame, I got time. What's your thoughts? Y'all tap in and let me know. Green Bay supporter checking in right there. Ruben says, hell yeah, he's a fisherman. His opinion matters. Ron, this Green Bay supporter checking in right there, says, when there ain't any Dallas football catching sharks and tuna is where you can find me. I heard you, baby. Watch for the hook. I know you out there fishing too, man. Good luck. And Justin Rose from YouTube always checking in. Thank you for those folks tuning in always faithfully over there at YouTube. I know a lot of folks over there like unsubscribe, because you subscribed there last year because you were looking for them free games to watch when they weren't on anybody else's channels, and I took a chance. I understand. It's all good. But thank you, Justin Rose, for checking in from YouTube and always support. He says, do you think Sanders will ever be a head coach in the NFL? No. Not because he can't. Not because he won't. I just think he's doing a great job of taking boys and turning them into men right now out of the gate at JSU. And that's why I wanted to decide to follow him, especially closely on Instagram. He's a hands-on practitioner of a coach. He's took that program after 1 year, and it's at the pinnacle. They're going out and they're getting top-name free agents. But he had some things to say about Devin Hester. He said his dog, his guy. And when it comes to special teams and, folks that can do all of those things like a Swiss Army knife, like a Devin Hester. Name me one player better than Devin Hester that made kick returns. Can anybody out there name somebody? Like Deion says, I'll wait. I got time. But I wanted to make sure and cover that here with y'all today. So I appreciate y'all tuning with me. Every Monday, we're going to be live here on Prime State. We had the Super Bowl yesterday. I understand a lot of folks are hungover. Everybody's talking about the Super Bowl. Hell, they're probably on First Take talking about it right now. You know what I mean? But we are Dallas Cowboy fans, baby. And we're going to stay in the gym. We're going to be pumping some different kind of content and weight this season. So y'all know the deal. We're in here breaking a sweat this morning. On Mondays, we're always talking about Prime State at 8 a.m. on the West Coast every Monday morning. So turn on your notifications. And thank you to the 126 supporters that keep us lit here. And speaking of supporters, the next three support, matter of fact, the next two supporters, Dallas Peppers, this one's yours, baby, because you signed up yesterday. Thank you. Appreciate you joining the show this morning and checking in. I've got two more koozies here. Be mailed to you free of charge. Dallas, do me a favor, send me a DM. I need your address. And then congratulations to Steve, who won the Run the Damn Ball hat yesterday on the challenge that was at the top of the timeline here. So congratulations, Steve. Contacted you last night too as well. But I've got two more koozies. So get on board, become a Green Bay supporter like the other Green Bay supporters here. Believe in the content. Let's stick together. That's going to be your official gym membership to carry us through the NFL draft, April 28th through the 30th. And then it's going to carry us to the home opener this fall as we learn at the NFL draft who we're possibly going to play. And I've got all my money on Cincinnati for the home opener. And I know a lot of folks, quite frankly, can't wait till we play the Rams either. Kathy Dennis says, I would like one. You see that green badge right over there. It's a little green badge right there. Do me a favor, become a supporter. You want to be you want to support through Vegas all the way up until this next season once you become a supporter. Because once we hit Vegas, once we hit 150 subscribers, all of the prizes are going to be given away once we hit 150 subscribers. So I've got a big bag full of that stuff. Y'all seen the incentive for the next two. I'm not going to share all of these prizes that are in this bag right here. But if you want to see them, when you become a Green Badge supporter, it'll put you in a secret group over there, and it'll show you a good majority of them that are there. Now, as we wrap up Prime State 21 here, what do you think? Should Devin Hester have been a first ballot Hall of Famer? Should DeMarcus Ware have been a first-time ballot Hall of Famer? Why are folks like these guys always getting snubbed by the Hall of Fame? Is the Hall of Fame political? I don't know. We're going to have to stay tuned. Turn on your notifications because as we go, we got the Hall of Fame game coming up this fall. And we don't have any Cowboys, it looks like, going into the Hall of Fame this year. But I know last year at the Hall of Fame game, me and my Cowboy cousins was deep out there at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium there. So shout out to Star Status Cowboys Connection, especially those folks up in Ohio, Mr. Cuff and Lady Vice that support the content here. We thank you. But we've been talking about that. I'm going to put this link in here that we talked about today so that way you guys can check it out. But we're live here on Prime State, and I need to know your answer or your thoughts. Is Devin Hester a first ballot Hall of Famer? Did they get it wrong? Did they get it wrong about DeMarcus Ware too? And lastly, is Deion Sanders really just a fisher of men, or is he just a great fisherman? Make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram so that way you can stay tuned to what he got going on. And also with JSU when it comes to college football, man. It's your favorite Cowboy cousin, baby. You know what it is. Hall of Fame BG, baby. We've been talking about it here today on Prime State. Make sure y'all tune in every Monday at 8 a.m. on the West Coast, baby. You know, the best coast. And we'll be tuned in here for prime time. So I appreciate y'all joining me here today. Have a magnificent week. We'll be in the gym moving forward the rest of the week. We got Square Groupers, 1 p.m. on the West Coast, Wednesday. We got Fan Fridays coming up on Fridays. So make sure you join us, turn on your notifications. Thank you to all of the new followers here that are following. And don't forget, 85% of the fan base we know is asleep right now. And I want to thank at least the 14 or 15 of y'all rolling with me here today. That lets me know your gym membership is active. So do me a favor, get in here, claim them weights, share this on somebody's timeline, help the Cowboy Cousin family grow, and make sure you tune in and support the content. And we'll see y'all on the next episode.